All right. So I've got it started and then,
I thought it was for Scott Buffalo and that.
yeah.
Well, but I was like, the way she put it in there was like, can you go to Menards and buy a get well package or?
Hi, Kim.
Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna turn you around. We don't have that big like bowl microphone thing. I can find it. So I'm putting the camera up here on the table, so you'll be kind of angled out. Like you're in between me and Julie, but you'll be kind of over there. All right?
Okay, cool. Thank you.
But it's like you're with us.
Yeah, there's my chair.
Last year they did, because they said they sent the check. It's for the scholarship. It's for the. Yes. And I put it in the scholarship. In at the bank.
Okay, 6 o'clock, we're ready.
Okay.
Call
I
the
just
meeting to
haven't seen
order.
that yet, so.
Do we have any additions or corrections to the
Okay,
agenda
okay.
for tonight's meeting?
Nope.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting?
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second? All in favor, aye. Agenda's approved. First item on that agenda is the approval of our consent items. Any board members have any questions or comments on any of the bills?
Julie, what's the Perkins money? It's called Carl D. Perkins Grant, and it's like a consortium. But is it state? It's federal. It's federal funds, but we are in like the Jasper County Consortium. And so it's money that we get every year, and it can only be spent on the career and technical classes.
FCS.
So FCS, VOAG, and business. Okay. Yep. And it's based on our enrollment, how much we get.
And it's very specific on what you can actually spend that
It's
money on.
very limited.
You can't just get anything for the FCS room. It's not that, like, it's very prescribed of what you can buy and what you can't. So when we can buy things with it, we try to spend it that way.
Right. So did we order them earlier or something and they just came, or so we just paid for them, or? No, we still haven't used the money yet for this year, and if we don't use it, we lose it. I thought that's kind of a weird time to be buying. It's usually about this time every year that we, spend it, because we look forward to the next year to see what it's going to bring and that, so.
Any other questions or comments on the consent items?
Kim, any questions? Okay, she's good.
Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the consent items?
So
We have a motion, do we have a second? Second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Consent items are approved. Does it look like we have any correspondence this evening? So we'll move into our public forum. We have one person, Christy.
I will keep it short and sweet.
Okay.
My name is Christy Rebeck, and I just wanted to make sure you're all aware of the demand letter that was sent to the Baxter Community School District yesterday on my behalf. From the America's First Policy Institute, a demand that the Baxter Community School District comply with HF 802 and rescind its social justice and literature course. This has happened because this has been a concern that's been ongoing since last fall, and I'm aligned with the America's First Policy Institute, and they took on looking at this to see what needs to be done in this community to make sure CRT type teachings are not being offered and allowed in this community.
Thank you. We'll move into our business items. First thing there is to approve our depository bank for the 2022-2023 year. We've used State Savings Bank the last, as long as I've been on the board, so Any comments on that, Julie? We've always got good service from them, haven't we?
Yep, we do, and they actually pulled one of our bonds for the building project. It was that last one. So, and it was one of the few, I think, we only had a few that actually bid on that one because it was such a small amount.
yeah.
You know, you don't get a very widespread. And so they actually have one of those bonds.
It's always nice to support our local, and they're very good to the district. They make donations for different things. So
Mhm.
it's a really nice partnership.
Do we have a motion to approve State Savings Bank as our depository bank for the upcoming year? We have a motion. Do we have a second? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those same sign. Motion's approved to approve State Savings Bank as our depository bank for the upcoming year. Our next item is to approve level 1 and 2 investigator for student abuse. Michael, do you want to address that?
So we use Sarah TG, our school nurse, as our level 1 investigator if there was some sort of student abuse. And then the level 2 investigator is, we typically use the Baxter Police Chief, but we're saying the Baxter Police Chief or his or her designee as the level 2 investigator. So just whoever they put into that position will be our level 2.
Any questions on that? Okay, do we have a motion to approve our level 1 and level 2 investigator for student abuse for the upcoming year? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Motion's approved to approve Sarah TG as our level 1 and the Baxter Police Chief or his or her designee as level 2 investigator. The next item is open enrollment. Michael?
So we have a few here. Lori Archer for her children, and I hope I'm not saying this wrong, Zayden and Calissa. Zayden's in 10th grade and Calissa's in 12th grade to come here from West Marshall. And then Alyssa and Trevor Riley for their children, Trenton Riley, Macy Jones, and Jamie Riley to attend Baxter after the recent move from Newton into the Des Moines.
From
No,
Des Moines into Newton.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Yeah. From Des Moines into Newton, but they want to come here to school. So I recommend we approve all of those. And I had another mom reach out to me, but she didn't give me her paperwork. Right now, the deadline is still March 1st. But there is legislation on the governor's desk. So as soon as she signs it, they will remove that March 1st deadline. And so I told the mom, you know, we could approve it pending the governor's approval. But she didn't give me the paperwork yet. So we probably would want to do that next month if she gets it to us, or any other parents that'll change things how we do that.
Board members have any question on the open enrollments? Do we have a motion to approve the open enrollment in applications as presented? Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those same sign. Motion's approved to approve the 2 open enrollment in applications as presented. Facilities, grounds, and transportation.
So
Do you have any overview on that? Did they get they got the windows in the main thing, but didn't they have 2 they were gonna put in like the,
I just
ball
signed a
fields?
PO today for some replacement glass for something out there. It said replacement glass for baseball and softball.
maybe that?
But it might have been a bill.
Because they still have the small windows that look like in the,
Yeah, they were gonna
Baseball
move those
stuff.
ones that we
Yeah.
were taking out over to there. She
yeah,
thought that she was gonna get it done for no cost, if you remember that.
yeah.
Yeah, this was a PO from Bill.
Oh, from Bill.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it might have been for supplies or
Yeah.
something like that too.
I would imagine maybe they're, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna speak. I thought maybe they were waiting for football seasons to be over. I wasn't sure.
Oh,
yeah.
could be.
But as far as the building, inside, we've got lots of stuff going on. They're cleaning and moving things. They're shifting some offices around. So that's, will keep people busy. We have painters coming tomorrow. Remember we approved the painting that hallway a couple years ago, and then it just got shuffled on the list. So there's actually people coming tomorrow to,
This all,
Yep.
right?
that
The
old
brick
kind of
part of
old
it?
middle school brick. Yep. And so the people from Colors Inc., I believe, is who's doing it. And they have special paint that sticks really well to those kind of old bricks. So they're gonna come, I don't think they're actually painting tomorrow, but I think they're measuring and figuring it out. And then they'll start that project pretty soon too. So that should just freshen up the look of that. And then we have some new tile. I think that they are gonna use just the custodial team to freshen up that hallway. So it's still an old little hallway, but we're
Yeah.
gonna polish it up the best we can.
And
So, yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, they're just busy, like summer's just their crazy busy time. So they're working hard.
Good. Okay, we'll move on to our next item, which is personnel. We have several resignations. Michael, you want to cover
Sure.
those first?
Sure. So we have three teachers. So Scott Rank has resigned in his middle school math position. Brett Slight, PE teacher and football coach, and baseball coach. And I guess Mr. Rank is also a track coach.
Track coach.
I should have added that. And then Stephen Folkert's PE and middle school track. And then Cassie Brummel is resigning as our newsletter editor. So you want to do that resignation
Okay.
first?
Mhm.
Board members have any questions on any of those?
So we got one PE.
We got one PE hired and Rob's still looking, or Rob and Zach together are still looking for another PE teacher. And I know they were interviewing this week, some math teachers. And then, I mean, there's not a big candidate pool. I was telling John earlier today, if you get on Teach Iowa from our side of it, there's over 5,000 open positions right now, and it's June 15th. So it's a tough market. There's a lot of people leaving and nobody going in, or not many going into it. So we'll just do the best we can. If we have to, we'll get creative in how we fill the position. But right now, we just really are trying to find a qualified math teacher and qualified PE teacher.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion to approve the resignations as submitted here?
So
Motion, do we have a second? Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Resignations are approved as submitted. Okay, new contracts.
So we have a contract for Cassie Shanks to be the FFA sponsor. So a lot of times that goes with our ag position, but the guy we're hiring for ag isn't interested in that, and Cassie really is interested in that. And so she's going to take that part of the job. And then contract for Kyle Strive, I believe is how you say it. He's going to be a new PE teacher for us. And then Miss Applegate Brummel is going to be a senior class sponsor, which includes the senior picture board, like as you go down the hall, those senior pictures with all the classes. So she's going to take that on as part of that duty. And then a 1-year contract for William Funnemark as our vocational ag teacher. Oh, and then Bree Crook is going to take on the newsletter. Cassie's giving up the newsletter, and then Bree is going to take it over.
And Cassie will still do yearbook.
Yeah, she's still doing yearbook. It's just the broadcaster that gets mailed home or gets put out on the web. She just didn't, her class, they did it for 1 year and decided they're just trying to yearbook. That was enough. So, but Bree was really excited. I was actually shocked that we had so many people that were interested in even doing it. But so Bree's going to do a great job and she's really excited. So.
Any other questions on new contracts?
This is just kind of a sidebar that I see one of the bills was production of the newsletter or whatever. It was like $1,200 or whatever.
Yep, so it's a stipend and
Oh, so that's what we're actually paying. Okay.
Yeah.
yep.
So I was gonna say, we don't pay AEA. Do we still get it printed there?
When we print way less, it's
Yeah,
probably,
right, right.
Like a
So
dozen?
That's what
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
it's-
that's what that
yeah,
was
so-
for, the 12.
So you wouldn't normally see it here because normally it's a salary. But even though Cassie was the editor, it was her yearbook class that was putting it all together and she was just
Right.
overseeing it. So it just went to the yearbook account as opposed to going to be paid to Cassie. So that's why you see it here.
Any other questions on the new contracts? Do we have a motion to approve the new contracts as presented?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. New contracts are approved as presented. Okay, superintendent's report.
It's gonna be the fastest school board meeting on
Yeah,
the
it's
record.
moving
Holy
through.
smokes. Okay, so just a couple of bullet points. The admin team and I have been spending a lot of time now this summer getting things ready for next year. And so we've really been doing a lot of work with the high reliability school framework and looking at how we can tie all the initiatives that we've been working on, how we can tie all that together. So we're just really excited about the work we're doing there. And then Mrs. Stein is actually helping us with a lot of website updates. We remember we're going to share her in a different role next year. She was the one who did special ed for us, and now she's going to do some more HR stuff for us, Kim Stein. So she's helping us get our board policy manuals linked to our website. And then let's see. And then also Dr. Anderson is working on, we've been working together on the stuff you guys approved, because the legislature, we were kind of tabling it until see what the legislature did with the curriculum objections procedures, and they didn't do anything with it. So we're going to go ahead with what we approved in January. So we're working on that over the summer, and then we'll have it ready to roll out when school starts up. So let's see. The elementary is going to do a fundraiser. It's like a donors choose, they call it. A couple of the teachers asked if they just need to get your permission to do a fundraiser, and they already have it all figured out and all set up. They want to do enough to get 2 books for each kid. And so every kid in the elementary is going to get the same book. I don't recall what the book is, but, and then there's like the book, and then there's like a movie, I think, that goes with it. So their plan is that they'll all read this book together as an elementary, and then they'll talk about things, and they'll maybe watch the movie and compare and contrast books and movies, and have like a special fun day in probably December, and then do the same thing over again in the spring with a different book. But anyway, they want to make sure every kid gets a copy of the book. So they want to raise some money for that. I thought it was a great idea, but they just need your blessing to do that. And then 8 of us from the district went to a training last Thursday and Friday in Newton. And it was working with the Jasper County Police Departments and some trainers from the Department of Education. And we talked about like students who are in crisis, and if we had a situation here at school, what would happen and what would we do, and working through a checklist. So we're trying to come up with a county-wide framework that we're all going to use the same kind of format. So it was a great jumping off point. We're nowhere near done, but it was a great starting place. And then we're meeting again in August. And then John and I visited today. And then in the meantime, the governor just approved like, was it $100 million for school safety? So it just fits just perfectly with, we don't have all the details of that yet and how that's going to work, but it's still a forefront. And, just with everything that's happened recently, it's on everybody's minds. So we're working on that. I linked the IASB priorities. We don't have to do that yet. I think I turn in like August. So just be thinking about what you want to have as your priorities. And we need to approve this West Academy 2080 just so we can have kids go there if we need to. And the last thing is starting next month, I did a little research, and Google Meet, that was a possibility, but you can't record Google Meet without it paying for the upgraded Google Meet. And Zoom is after June 30th is a fee also. So I've talked to our tech people, and we're going to go back to just setting up the video camera. So it'll video the meeting, and so people can watch the video, but it'll just be upstream or uploaded the next day. So it's just because we can't record anything. So we'll just do that moving forward. So people will still have access. I mean, now that the building's open, they can come to the meetings. But then if they want to watch it, they can just watch it the next day. So that's, any questions or anything, Kim, or anybody?
You want to approve those 2 items?
Yeah. Do we have a motion to approve the 28E with West Academy in Newton?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's approved to approve the 2080 with West Academy. And
Elementary
need a
fundraiser.
motion to approve the elementary fundraiser. Do we have a motion to that effect? Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye. Pose same sign. Motion's approved for the elementary fundraiser approval. Okay. Anything else in open session? The next item is to go into closed session. According to allowed by chapter 21, section 21.51A of the Code of Iowa, to review and discuss confidential records. We have a motion to go into closed session. Motion, do we have a second? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Okay, we'll go into closed session.